dog walking is one of the great joys of life, but you've got some worrying news of some restrictions, more restrictions.
Yes, a
on,
plan
man's
by
best friend.
a city council to ban dogs from frolicking on sports pitches has fallen foul of the RSPCA. The animal charity's worried bosses say they are, and I use their term, troubled by proposals in Cardiff to impose £100 fines on all pet owners whose pooches stray onto marked park pitches, play areas and school grounds, even when they don't leave their steaming calling cards. Already 2,500 protesters have signed a petition insisting that the vast majority of decent animal lovers who pick up their dog's mess are being unreasonably penalised for the bad behaviour of the minority who don't. As things stand in Cardiff, anyone caught not scooping the poop faces a fine of £80, but now the RSPCA says that stopping city-based happy hounds bounding onto football and cricket pitches could drastically reduce the amount of open space they have to get proper exercise. And while piles of poo are undoubtedly a horrible health risk, and Cardiff's town hall types insist they're responding to a rising number of complaints, surely one of the points of parks is there a place to take your damn dog for a walk. Ditto Britain's beaches, where dogs are mostly banned throughout the summer. Meanwhile, when was the last time a cyclist paid the slightest bit of attention to those no cycling in the park signs? Does anyone
the guys and girls that they're doing the nitrous oxide, their little metal cylinders, they're littered all over.
There should be no nitrous oxide cylinders as well.
Cigarette butts, beer lids.
But does anyone ever get punished for blatantly disobeying these little local laws? Why should there be one rule for cyclists and another for dog owners?
Well, let's speak to Chris O'Brien from the RSPCA down in Cymru, in Wales, as it would be known to us Englanders. Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us on.
My pleasure. So, what's your view? What's the RSPCA's view on this then?
I think, first of all, there's a lot of things that Cardiff Council are doing that we welcome, mainly seeking to the prohibition of all dog fouling in public places. Yeah. But we know that responsible dog owners already go out, take out their pooper bags or what have you, and clean up that mess. What we are concerned about are their proposals to exclude dogs from areas like marked sports pitches in the capital city of Wales. We're worried this will inadvertently demonise responsible dog owners and could also restrict a lot of areas that dogs have to walk in the city. There's not bounds of countryside in the middle of Cardiff. These marked sports pitches can be popular dog walking areas, and for us, by bringing in these restrictions on what are on the whole very responsible caring dog owners, you could restrict areas where dogs are able to walk. What we want to see are integrated communities with responsible pet owners and non-pet owners living harmoniously side by side.
Wouldn't that be nice? Now, what about data? Because I'm always fascinated and I encounter stories like this about the low level of data that either side may be using. Has anybody actually counted up how many number twos our furry friends leave on cricket and sports pitches, whether they be used or not? Has anybody actually counted and then offset that by counting how many beer bottles, metal nitrous oxide cylinders, cigarette butts and other forms of human pollution and degradation? Because I would have thought we'd be better off leaving dogs on the cricket pitches and the sports pitches and banning people.
Well, I think you make a really important point about data, because we know that this is a difficult time for many councils. They don't have a huge amount of resources at their disposal. And already council officers in Cardiff and elsewhere in Wales have a myriad of animal welfare laws and regulations to enforce. So we don't know how well something like this could be enforced anyway, but for us, even without that enforcement potential or without the data to back that up, it's the statement that this sends out to dogs and to dog owners saying that you're not welcome on this part of Cardiff, you're not welcome on this area. We think that for pet owners and non-pet owners alike, the sight of a dog being walked can be a fantastic one and brilliant for the well-being of a community. I know, Matthew, you're a big dog owner, big dog lover yourself as well.
Likewise, Kevin, yeah.
So we're eager to see Cardiff Council reconsider this proposal, but unfortunately this step is one that many councils in Wales have already taken, and we're worried others may follow.
Chris, the other day I was walking down the street with my dog, and there was clearly a sort of loving dog owner in front of me with her dog, and the dog sort of crouched down and did a massive pile, and she just walked on as if nothing had happened. Now, I'm not the sort of person that said, "Now clean up the mess." However, what struck me was this was not a sort of feckless person. This was a proper dog owner who clearly didn't really have any knowledge that you really should clean up your dog's mess. So would not a kind of big publicity campaign to spread the word help?
Absolutely. There's some really good schemes going on across Wales that's doing that. So up in Conwy, they've got some young ambassadors that are going out into sort of public areas and educating people on how they can live harmoniously with or with dogs if they're pet or non-pet owners, and the importance of things like cleaning up your dog mess. This is a step that Cardiff Council aren't taking, that we would encourage them to look at, is a condition where all dog walkers are required to carry some kind of appropriate receptacle with them for dealing with dog waste. That would be a better thing to do.
I think that's a great
sports pitches ban. Yeah, and other councils in Wales have done that.
Chris O'Brien, lovely talking to you. I have to say, one other idea, if I may leave you with this, is down where my mum lives in West Sussex. They have on footpaths where dog walkers, they actually give free poo bags out. Wonderful.
Yeah, they do up on Hampstead Heath.
Do they as well?
Yeah. We use them all the time. So that's good. And I hope they don't bring this in, because parks are a place to take your dog for a walk and a run in the city. I
suppose there's room for both sides. But unless I was actually, walking through the Regent's Park filled with sports pitches, which I've done every day for God knows how many years, I can't remember the last time I saw a number two, a doggy number two, anywhere near a sports pitch.
I go across a lot of sports pitches, and me neither. No, I
never actually do any sport on them though.